everyone, welcome to today's video on the difference between the LLM and the MSc. My name is Minay and I did the LPC with MSc in Law, Business and Management at the University of Law. In today's video I'll go through the differences, different course providers and the content offered both the LLM and the MSc. So to start off with, what is the LLM? Well, the LLM is basically the Masters of Law. It allows you to study a particular area of law in depth. It's theory-based as opposed to practical. What you'll be doing, you would be studying, for example, if you wanted to do finance, financial law or corporate law, you go into the details of that particular law. You spend a year specialising in that area of law. What they tend to say about the LLM, it's you use your basic skills which you obtain during your LLB, and you refine and specialise that particular area of law using your skills on your undergraduate degree to specialise. So it gives you a lot of knowledge in regards to that particular area of law. What I would like to say about the LLM, it's very theory based, so you do a lot of studying. It's very detailed, so there isn't much practicality to it. It's more studying the details, studying the theory, just like you used to study during your degree. Loads of universities offer it. I was doing some research and I know that 110 universities in the UK offer the LLM. So if you want to do the LLM, there's loads of options available to you. The only thing to bear in mind that the LLM is quite expensive. It ranges between £10,000 to £16,000. The top 5 ranked universities for the LLM and the MSc are the University of Law, Cambridge, Oxford, Glasgow and LSE. So if you want to do LLM, I would definitely recommend doing it at a top university because one, it will allow you to stand out in applications and the courses provided are very good. So I was looking at the University of Law because that's where I did my studies. And there are loads of options that you can pick from. If you're doing the LLM, it's usually for a year and there's 4 terms. So every term, so term 1 and term 2, you get to pick 2 topics. There's a range of different topics like company law, international corporate governance, international trade law, etc. Definitely check out their website. What you would do in your first term and the second term, you get to choose 2 topics per term, and then your third term, if you're doing it full time, or in your 5th or 6th term, if you're doing it part time, you have to write a dissertation in one of your elective module subject areas. So it would be 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 words, and you would have to write a dissertation on it. So the LLM is very theory based and focused on the law. Now, so what is the difference between the LLM and the MSc? Well, the MSc is a Masters of Science. It's not law. The MSc is a bit more practical and looks at the practicalities of the degree. So when I did my MSc, it was very business orientated. It concentrates on a particular area like the LLM, but it looks at the practical sides as opposed to being a theory-based subject. Usually the MSc is offered to people who want to undertake science, engineering and medicine, so it's very research based and practical as opposed to the LLM, which is more theory. So I think that's the main difference between the two. For those who want to do the LLM combined with your LPC, the University of Law and BPP offers it, and how it would work out is you would be doing your LPC modules as you would, so that would be there's core modules you have to do. Law, you were allowed to pick 3 electives, and then you would have to do 2 additional modules. So with the LLM, you can either do at the University of Law, you can either do Law and Business, or you could pick a 4th elective. So if you wanted to do 4 subject areas, then you could do that. And then you'd also have to do a professional practice research report. This is an independent learning module that would give you a question where you'd have to do some research into that topic. You'd write a dissertation, hand it in, and at the University of Law you would also have to do an oral examination. I think that would be the same whether you knew doing, because it's a master's degree, so there will be aspect of oral examination where they're testing what you wrote. Now with the LPC with MSc in Law, Business and Management that I did, it was very business orientated. So if you're looking to go into a commercial corporate firm, I would highly recommend it because what we were doing is we're looking into businesses and how they operate. So at the University of Law, you had to do a law and business module, and we looked at the economy, business, environment, globalization. So what this meant is we looked at GDP, monetary policies, fiscal policy, inflation, the function of the city, which covered pension schemes, securitization, derivatives, CCP, and mapping. We did management, so we analysed business accounts, company accounts, financial statements. We did financial analysis, which was CAPM, accounting of companies, MPV, and finance. We did corporate finance in corporate finance too, so we were looking at the value in a business acquisition, how to value companies, share valuations, DVM, private equity and venture capital. We looked into strategies that were taken by businesses and why they would do those specific strategies. And we looked at the legal industry and disruption. This was how does technology affect businesses, specifically law firms, which was very, very useful considering the climate and knowing that law firms will have to innovate and be very technology savvy for them to be competitive, to stay competitive and not get wiped out by other firms. In my MSc in Law, Business and Management, what we had to do is we were given a business, and as opposed to a lawyer, we were acting as a business manager and an accountant, and we had to look at the profitability of that specific business to assess whether a business is profitable, what can we do to make it profitable, what is the most important aspects of a business. So when you talk about, the whole topic, the keyword, the buzzword of commercial awareness, the MSc, especially in law and business, is very, very useful because you don't look at the projects during your MSc from a lawyer's perspective, but you look at it from a business perspective, like you're running the business as opposed to being the lawyer. So I'll definitely recommend it. It's very, very useful. And in regards to the timetabling of things, so there are 3 terms. When you do the LPC with MSc at ULaw, what you would do is you would do term 1, do your core modules, and then you would do some classes for the law and business module. They will teach you how to assess a business, so it's a taught module. And by the end of 9 weeks, you are given 2 months to write. So they will give you the questions, and then you would have 2 months to write a dissertation, an analysis and a report on it and hand it in. And then there's a second part of that, which is called the case study. And the case study is they give you 4 or 5 different titles and you had to pick one. So from memory, so I did how does technology disrupt the legal profession and how would that affect lawyers in the future, which was very, very useful because you really look at the legal profession from a wider range and a wider view. There was also questions about skies, arrangement and agreement, equity shares, how does the environment and globalization affect a business, and so on. So the main differences between the LLM and the MSc would be the sort of what you are looking at. With the LLM, again, it's a Masters of Law degree, so you're looking more to the theory and you're learning another area of law, whereas the MSc is very practical and it looks at businesses. It's very business orientated. Of course, you can do other MScs at different universities. You can look at finance, you can look at business management. Again, the MSc is very, very business focused. So I would definitely recommend the MSc if you do want to get into a commercial corporate firm and you want to broaden your commercial awareness understanding. That's it from me, and I hope that's useful and that makes sense. If you do have any questions, feel free to contact me. Do not hesitate to contact me. Also, we have loads of forums and articles like Legal Jargon, so leave your questions there. Even if I can't answer it, someone else will. Definitely engage and check out our website. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been useful and see you in another video.